Okay, so hello and welcome to our Monday, April 12th Girl Gang training. My name is Tracy Donald and I'm an artist 7. I live in Petrolia. And I am so excited about this training because I don't know about you guys, okay, but isn't color matching just terrifying just a little bit? And it's just a little bit, it's a bit nerve-wracking. So we're going to come back to that. Before I go into that, because Carrie's she's going to set our nerves at ease a little bit tonight, okay? Which will be awesome. And if you are not muted, can you go ahead and mute yourselves? That would be amazing. And Des, I did make you a co-host. Okay, so I want to start off doing something that we love to do. So one of the most exciting things about our business is when we have new business partners come on board. Sponsoring and paying the business forward is by far one of the biggest and best gifts that you can give in this business. And so we do have several new artists that have started so far in the month of April. So we have Mary Rowe, and I know she's on this call tonight. Welcome. We have Holly Olmstead, Nicole Novotny, hope I said that right. Fiona McClellan, Rhonda White. We have Angel Real, Paula Jensen, Deanna Mondo, Gail Ford, Aaron Schaefer, Chelsea LeCamp, and Mindy Piva. So welcome to all of our new artists. We're so excited to have you not only join us in Saint, but be a part of this amazing group and community that we call the Girl Gang. So thank you. Okay, so tonight's training is actually very well paired. If you're talking about that meal and the fine wine, Carrie Weybrandt is going to be very well paired with Rachel Jacobs training that she did last week on the camo hack. Okay. And so Rachel it was the whole camo bridge pop technique. I actually did my makeup with it this evening and I loved how easy it was and how, very minimal makeup I was able to put on, and I learned a few new tricks, which was amazing. And at the end of this, we're going to have a Q&A for you if we have time. Okay. Color matching is a process. And the thing you have to remember is Rome wasn't built in a day. And, 10 and 11 months ago, none of us even really knew about Saint. And so to think that we should know all the things about color matching and be full on experts in this regard, it's very difficult. So we all have to start somewhere, and you have to this is one of those things where I don't like to use the word fail, but I don't look at failure as a bad thing, not necessarily. It's failing forward. And the only thing is if you mess up, you have to fix it. That's all. And so I will say, I am definitely not a color expert. I don't preface to be a color expert. I tell my customers, I'm going to do the best I can for you. If I mess it up, I'm going to fix it. But the woman who's going to train you tonight is a color expert. She's not only a hairstylist of 26 years, but she's also an actual artist. She's been painting watercolor since she was in grade 7, 12 years old. That's a long time. And I've learned a lot through my conversations with Carrie. I've learned a lot, and it's given me confidence when I'm stuck between Candlelit and June or June and Amber. The tips that she has taught me have been unbelievable. So I'm going to zip my lip. Oh, and I forgot to say, Carrie's married to Hans, and they have a cute little puppy that we don't know if it's going to be Joey or Chewy yet. So if you guys want to vote. Okay, so Miss Carrie, let's unmute you.
There seems to be a lot of feedback. I don't know if anybody else is getting that on the line. So could everyone just mute before she starts? Thank you.
Okay, so can you hear me, everybody? Welcome. Yes, I am Carrie Weybrandt, and I'm honored to be here tonight to discuss my passion of color with you guys. I am going to go through a lot of information, and I'm sure it's going to be overwhelming. So the best would probably to have a pen and paper. I don't know what happened here. Oh, she's pen and paper to write down any questions that you might have, and then we can go over them at the end. So I can get through and not mess up and see where I'm going from. Okay. So she is putting up some things here. And I've kind of lost everybody. Okay, so what I'm going to talk to first is, was there ever a time when you looked at somebody and you thought how great they looked, but you couldn't really pinpoint why? It was probably because she was wearing the appropriate color that complemented her skin tone. Using these complementing to your skin tone, it makes you look healthy and glowing rather than washed out or grayish. So how do we determine our skin tones? There's 4 types of skin tones. There's cool, warm, neutral, and yellow. So how do I determine that? So there's a lot of questions and that we can do to determine each of these skin tones, because we all have, each of those categories has different characteristics to them. Okay, so cool, how do I determine? Okay, so you can do the vein test, you can do eye color, you can ask them if they tan or burn, you can ask them about jewelry, if they're gold or silver, or if they can wear both. Or you can talk about their favorite color. Do they look best in white or black? Or another test, you can hold a white towel up and to see if their face reflects yellow or it appears blue. So these are just a few kind of questions to pinpoint what color you are. Okay, so I'm going to go in. Here is Tracy. I don't know. They see this on the screen? Everybody, that cool, like what you have
I'm
up here?
assuming, can someone just give me a yes?
Like it says cool, then some pictures here.
Yep, they should be able to see it.
Yes.
Okay. So it's kind of a little bit blurry, but these are all cool skin tone people. Okay. So cool people have blue veins. They look good in white and black. They have either blue eyes, green eyes, and even actually dark brown eyes is an actual cool person. Melissa Pearson, of course, she has dark brown eyes. Her skin is really cool. And I thought she was warm and I researched it more, but when we darken our brown, we have to add so much green to it to get a darker color that we actually make the brown a cool brown. So she would be cool. So, and then there's like, they all come in different, very fair with blue eyes. Most characteristics, they have pinkish skin. Like I said, blue or green eyes. They look great in silver. If you ask them, they love to wear blue. They love to wear green. They love to wear purple. Okay, so how does this equate with Saint? So for Saint, with cool people, they usually have a lot more redness to their skin. If you put a cool person beside a warm person, warms actually don't have a lot of red pigment in it. They won't have that flush, that brush. So as soon as you see that pinkness and flush, that's kind of leaning towards more of their cool. So with Saint, she's done an amazing job on going to the cool chart, and I don't have a color printer, so, but these 2 charts, the cool and warm, are very good charts to have as a little cheat sheet. And you can see that Moonlight, White Peach. I'm going to miss June out here and go to Candlelight and Sandy. So these are all cool. They're called cool neutrals. So with that, they've got a pink undertone and they will control any of the redness and leave your skin natural as a cool undertone. So I know there's a lot of information and I'm going to try to go through and try to explain it as good as I can because it's a lot of all over the place. So, these are great if you like, even the girl, Rachel, in the video, she used her Sandy, which is cool. Remember in the camouflage where she had like little red spots? So she used very minimal, and she just used it to camouflage any of imperfections. And her main was June, which is also a cool color, blended it together. So when I get it docking into color correction, so she used a cool on a cool skin. Sometimes if she used mango on a cool skin, you're actually creating warmth on cool, and it won't work as well. But we'll get into that, the color correcting. So other than that, they have lots of pink. Like I said, they love silver. They have blue eyes, green eyes, brown eyes. Okay, so now warm, we're gonna go to warm. Their veins appear greenish, look good in earth tones such as oranges, gold, peaches, pure whites, pastels, make them look washed out. Their eyes are usually amber. You know, you get that yellow and the gold in there. They got golden brown and hazel green, actually. So if someone has green eyes, but they have more yellow hazel, they're actually into the warm side. They say they look good in gold. And the warm colors in Saint are linen, aura, amber, mango, goddess, pine, cinnamon. So as we get darker in our skin, we actually add more red to the pigment to get a darker color, because red is darker on the color wheel, and it will deepen the color. And that's why as we go darker, we get a lot more warmer skin. Okay. If we add cool colors to someone who is warm, it will just look grayish. So if you have someone that's with your color matching saying, you know what, you might have the right level of color, but if you have the wrong tone, it will look flaky or grayish, or it won't blend as well. So let's know that they're kind of more on the warm. Okay, so now yellow skin. Yellow skin has a peachy, golden, could be olive undertones. They freckle easily, they tan. They're usually golden brown. They're ethnic descendant from Eastern Europe, Southern Europe, Asia, or maybe even, and have yellow warm tones. Okay. So your foundation for yellowed skin should be yellow based, and earth tones and olive brown and rust look really good, amazing on you. And the same colors, they are wheat and sunlight. Okay. So why is there 3 or 4 cool colors, 3 or 4 warm colors, and only 2 yellow colors? The reason why is because yellow is a medium tone. If we go to make yellow darker, we have to add more red to it. When we add more red to it, it actually goes warmer and goes orange. So then you're going to get into the mangoes and ambers. If we go lighter, we expose our blue undertones, because as we go a pale yellow, our coolness is going to show through. So when our coolness shows through, then we're not yellow anymore. We're actually kind of all like the blue comes through. So we're kind of like a neutral, and that's where June comes in. So that's why there's 1 June, because when we are yellow and our blue shows through, yellow and blue make green. And that's what June plays a part in. Okay. So I know this is technical, but I hope you get some points through this and everything as you're going through faces and pictures, it becomes more apparent. the more you look at it, the more you play with it, the more it will make sense. And have your color wheel there and just dab it on to see where they land on the color wheel. Okay. So also wheat and sunlight is an amazing color for Maine, for yellow people, but also for a highlighting color for people darker than mango. So if they're mango, cinnamon, papaya, those warm colors, their pop color that she uses could be wheat or sunlight, because that has the yellow pop to them and they're warm colors. Okay. So on yellow skin, orangey, red, brick, and terracotta will enhance her skin. So sand, like for the lipstick and the cheeks and stuff like that, those red terracottas and everything. Okay. So now I went over cool, warm, and yellow skin. And if you still don't find yourself in there, then you're neutral. Okay, so neutral skin can pretty much pull off any color. They do tend to say either cool or warm, but they can look good on both. Neutral people look good. They'll say, I can wear silver, I can wear gold. They both, and what makes them both, like what makes them neutral is they have both, you see both. So they either have brown eyes, which is warm, cool skin. So they're carrying both the warm and the cool. Or they can have blue eyes or green eyes and then warm skin. So these people, they are a little bit trickier because when you're going on the chart and you're like, well, I kind of see sandy and I kind of see amber. Sandy and amber, I'm kind of, but those two colors are the same level of tone. There's just one cool, one warm, and it will make a difference. So what I say, if you see a lot of colors, look at their eyes. If they are blue, then their skin is probably warm. If they're neutral, and then go to the amber. If the skin is brown and their skin is cool, then go to the sandy. So she has designed it so that we can pinpoint and go down to like one or the other, but there's ways of kind of seeing which way to go to, because even though you are neutral, you'll always tend to lean towards one side. And sometimes when I'm confused at if they're cool or warm or where should I go, I look at their hair color. Then I look at actually their clothes. Some neutral people, they'll be like, they've got a nice blue shirt on, or they've got, then they like to lean towards more of the cool, or they got a red shirt on. And I'm like, okay, they're loving warm probably better if you're kind of on that little fence there. Okay, so green-eyed people. You can't see on here, but if you go through the color match group after and look, you will see a lot of similarities in green-eyed people. So they've got green eyes. They usually have a cool skin tone with pink hues, but they have a yellow neck. And this is what's confusing, is because we put the swatch up and we say, what's going on? Like, do I match the yellow? Do I match her pink tones? Do I match? And that's what's happening. She's considered a neutral. And what's happening is she carries yellow and she carries the blue with the cool skin tone, which make green. So June is perfect for green-eyed people because green eyes are blue and yellow. So it's just designed for that skin tone level. Or someone needs a little bit of correcting, and they have either yellow, or it's a great kind of corrector. It covers a lot of red because it is green too. So some of these people you can't see on the thing on the bottom, like rosacea and everything like that, that will cover it. And also if they cover it and they've got a cool undertone, it will blend with their cool undertone. Okay. So these are, if you know, if you want to look at people's eyes, determine what they're cool, warm, neutral, yellow, you can go from there and hone in a little bit better when you're color matching. Okay, so I'm going to go to color correcting. Okay, because this product is a cream base, it's not transparent, it's opaque. So what this means is that we don't truly color correct. So we actually kind of color fill, color blur, color blend. If it was transparent, like Demi, you would have one color. We have our issue problem. The transparent color would go over top of the issue and you would create a new color. That would be correcting. We don't, because this cream base is so it's opaque, so you can't see through it. When I actually go over top of something, I create that color, Frenchie or Aspen or whatever, it will cover it, but it won't make a new color. It will be Aspen or Frenchie. Why is this important? Because you have to consider, if I'm doing under eyes, the person is cool. They've got pinky, cool skin. We want to correct under their eyes and we put Frenchie or mango. We've created warmth and then we've got cool skin. Now what do? So then we put our main over top, which is Candlelit, which is a neutral. Now we're mixing warm and neutral and we're double layering. And we're not really seeing the Frenchie underneath, and we're just caking on some more makeup. So this is why Rachel is saying less is more, and we want to blend more, and we want to not layer. So you're like, okay, wait a minute here. Everyone's saying Frenchie, mango, all these different color corrections, and then we layer over top. Okay, yes, but we have to think about what color we're doing, and then we have to know the skin tone of the person. So, example, if they have lots of red and they're cool tone, and we put Aspen, very thin Aspen, as everyone says on the red, on the people, which is good because Aspen is cool. So when I put that on, I'm creating a cool, and my skin is cool. And maybe when I put Candlelit over top of it, or Jew, another cool color, I'm blending the two, but we're still staying in the same family. When you get too many warms and cools and everything, this is when you start to create mud. So what do I do with a warm person then? So if you're amber, mango, and you're warm, you can use mango as a corrector. You can use Frenchie as a corrector because you're blending with your amber, your warm, your mango, your aura anyways. I hope this makes sense to you. But that's something that we can get into later. The more color correcting is another half-an-hour class. Okay, so now we know some of the characteristics of each color, each person, each skin tone. How do we break the rules? Okay, so we can break the rules with age and flawless skin. Even if someone's 60 and they have flawless skin, we can still break the rules. So it's not age according to youngness. It's how wonderful your skin is. So that meaning if it's nice texture, it's flawless, we can put a lighter color on because a lighter color will reflect light more. And this means we can give that pop an extra pop. Now, if we are older or we have large pores or we have some wrinkles or some shadows, we want to go a shade darker. The reason why is because if we put a lighter color over a shadow, it's actually not going to hide it because it's lighter than the actual shadow, and it's just going to enhance it. And you're not doing anything about it. So if we go one shade darker, or we just use a camel effect in these areas of one shade darker, just to blend it out. So when we do the bridge color, they blend together. I hope this makes sense also. But we just want to blend that shadow out, so it's not straight line, rigid. Just give it a nice blur. Camel, blot out. Okay. So where am I here? So that's how you can break the rules. Hair color also. So say you're cool. You've determined you've got blue eyes, you've got fair skin, you're cool. But you like to use linen as your pop. Okay. Why? Because maybe your hair, you've lightened it and you've blonded out and you've created some gold tones into your hair as soon as you lighten it. And as soon as you create gold tones, you've already introduced warmth to your face. So then you can pop it up and it will blend. Also too, I'm talking about if you have red hair and you're a cool skin tone, blue eyes, cool with red hair, you're going to maybe want to put the aura around your pop, because that's a little bit of warmth into it. It's just going to give that extra glow with the red hair. Okay. So these are little things that you want to maybe, and maybe they're have purple hair or violet and they're warm, but they like their violet hair. So they like that cool tone to their face, but maybe they're warm. So to break the rule, give them a nice, hey, we're going to give you a nice cool pop color. And it will just like, wow, that kind of like y'all now blend all together. Or in their lipstick too, even though they're warm and they shouldn't maybe wear that purple, give them the purple to blend everything in. Okay. So these are, where am I here? How to break the rules. Okay. So now if there's problems with the wrong color, if you have people coming back and saying, I feel it looks a little yellow on me, then you're probably giving them a yellow base color or warm color. Then you have to go to a cool neutral. Or it fades too fast. If it fades too fast, you're wearing the wrong color, because you have to wear more makeup if you are wearing it lighter than your skin tone. If it matches with your skin tone, if you go like this and it matches with your skin tone and you're wearing it for the day and you get rubbed off, if it's the right tone, the cool or warm, you're not going to notice a little wear. You are going to notice a lot of wear when you are 2 shades higher than you are or 2 shades darker. So that is you're like, oh, it doesn't last at all. It just, but just fades away. These are some things that you might have to look into the actual level. You might have the right tone. You might have Amber, she's warm, and you might have the right tone, but the level, she might be a little bit darker warm. She might be a mango. So if you find that, you just want to shade down maybe a little bit. Okay. So, and some, if they see texture. Oh, somebody's, I can hear something. Okay. Okay, so then now I know everybody, now you know people's skin tones. You're gonna look at them and you're gonna see red and blue and colors and all this, and you're gonna, how do I do a color match? Okay, this is what I do. This is what I get, a piece of paper when someone sends me a color match. First of all, first thing I do is check the value of the skin. What this means is, are they light? are they fair, medium, or dark? So I answer that. So say they're medium. Second, I check their eye color. Are they cool or warm? Okay, they have blue eyes. They're cool. Then I go in and I check the tone of their skin. Are they cool, warm, yellow, or neutral? And I determine if they're quite like, pinky. They got some red spots. I think they're cool. So then the fourth, I look at their age and their texture of the skin. Should I shade up, shade down? Do I need any color corrective or anything like that? So then I've got a nice little 4 answers. I've got medium, cool eyes, cool skin, and their texture is fine. So when I go over to here to your sheet, Moonlight, White Peach, these are for fair. So that's too light for them. June is for green eyes. I'm not saying people can't, cool people, June is cool. So you can use this for cool people and green-eyed people and blue-eyed people, but the best when they have the yellow undertones with it. Works best. So the only option I have for a medium is Candlelight or Sandy. That's it. All of these are contours. So she's made it very simple. Same with warm. If she was a warm undertone, this would be for fair. The 2 for fair, this is your yellow person. This is your yellow. So she only has amber or mango for a medium warm person. So I don't have a lot of confusion when I go down to picking. I only have like 1 or 2 options where I can go to. And if I'm down to 1 or 2 options, sometimes I can suggest, hey, I would do mango. You're going to be in summer, you're going to have a little tan. I know brown, warm skin tans a lot faster than cool skin. So I'm going to give you mango. The summer, you're going to probably need amber, and then we're going to give you a pop of linen or something like that, right? So then you've got less choices. Okay. So that's how I do. I just do a formula, narrow it down to pinpoint. And if you're kind of in between, if you feel like, I read a lot on the color matches, and people say, should I go Sandy or should I go amber? Like, we all got the tone right. We all know if they're medium, fair, or dark. It's just we're confused on the cool and the warm. So just try to, hopefully we can get some little cheat sheets, and you can go back, have these little cheat sheets, look it over, see the pinpoints of their veins, their gold, their silver, a little couple of questions you have to ask them, and then you can narrow it if it should be a neutral or an amber. The best way to, I find, are they sandy or amber? This is how if they're pretty close in between, because those colors are pretty close. I look at their skin. If they have any redness, I'm not going to add amber. Amber is warm. So if you add warm over to warm, you're not going to neutralize any color. So there is your leaning block. So again, if you're stuck in between Candlelit and what other people are, they're stuck in between either the same level, like I can't remember what I'm thinking right now, but that's how you do it. So if you're stuck between a cool and neutral and a warm, and they have red, you're gonna go the neutral. If they don't have any red, most people with warm skin tone don't show a lot of red pigment. They don't have a lot of rosacea because they tan well, their melanin's better. That's where it's determined. As soon as you see red pigment, then you go towards the neutral. Okay, so the bottom line, your undertones can provide some insight into what looks best against your natural skin. Still, your personal preference are more important than what any color chart suggests. If you feel happy and healthy in the color that is considered outside your palette, break the rules, go for it. At the end of the day, you should wear whatever makes you feel your best. So if people like hot pink on their lips and it's not their color, you give them hot pink. I've learned that with hairdressing. They want a mullet, I gotta give them a mullet, even though I don't want to. So that's a little color theory. I hope you learned a little bit. I know it's a lot of information, but it will all make sense. We get some cheat sheets and you then start looking back. Oh yes, green-eyed people, I do see the yellow in it. I do see the blue and the cool. Now I'm not confused between Amber and Candlelight because she has some red in it. So I want to control that. Let's use less. Let's think about color correcting, what color we're leaving on the skin after we correct it. Are we leaving orange? Are we leaving yellow? Like, sunlight can be a corrector if they're a nice, warmer yellow skin. All of these things can work. We just have to sit down and maybe write it down and work it out. So I hope you learned a lot today. Thanks for
Oh my
having
gosh, Carrie, that's so good. And there's a couple questions that I definitely want to circle back to because I just want to make sure people are clear on a couple things. And I'm just going to reiterate one thing. I used Rachel Jacobs camo system tonight to do my makeup. And normally I would correct with Aspen and Mango. And I used so my camo was Sandy, which is in my summer highlight. And I love it. Like it covered my little scar that bothers me. It covered my blemishes. And, the big thing, you guys, is like, don't take yourself so seriously in this. Like, this is so valuable to know. And one thing I forgot to point out, you guys probably know Carrie as Color Room, Color Match Group. She's always in there being so helpful. And I'm always so grateful for everyone that takes the time to dig in on that group. Alicia had a really, really good question.
Okay. I'm sorry. I never looked at the chats here. Sorry. I was so focused on getting this information to you properly.
Yeah. So she wants to know if Frenchie or Mango. So I think what needs to be reiterated, Frenchie and Mango are good for under eyes. It's just, we need to use less, correct? And in some cases, it isn't the right color.
Okay. So yes, they work best on people with warm skin tone. If they have warmer skin tone because it's a warm color, right? So you're not creating a new color. It's going to blend in with your main. Now, if you do have to use it because you have blue, because some cool people really show their blue through here because they're so thin and their veins will be blue. Their actual undertones will be blue. So blue and opposite is orange, right? So that's why Frenchie works. But what you want to do is you don't want to go like this with Frenchie. You want to go like this with Frenchie. Dab. And then put your aura and everything, or if you're using cool colors. Also, as Rachel said in the camel thing, she doesn't use Sandy or June or Candlelight for her pop color. Why? Because they're neutralizing colors. They're flat colors. They're dull colors. They are great to dull down any redness or to create up any, to neutralize. So you're not going to get that pop with a neutral color. So June is not a great highlight color. Now, is June great for main in here and underneath? Yes, where we usually normally put our triangle hot. But if you use it like she did her technique and use June all the way up here and your pop just right here and here, then you would go with your linen or something bright, warm. So
If someone couldn't use Mango or Frenchie, what would you recommend? Just like their bridge color? Or their camel color? No.
yeah, so they're camel colors. So if they're so cool and they have that blue, like I said, if they find that a little dab here and then blend it in, but try first, if you're using Candlelit, try Candlelit up here. If it doesn't cover, then you can put a little bit of warmth in there.
Okay, perfect.
It's just that you just don't want to create too much color and too much layering of warm and cool. This is where we create mud. But even though it's opaque, when you blend it, the thing is, you're not going to see the Frenchie underneath of it anyways. You're just going to see your color over top of it. So why don't you just start with the color over top of it that you use? And these three colors, like I said, the sandy, Candlelit, and Aura are all neutral, so they will cover a lot.
Okay. No, that's awesome. And for the sake of time, what I'm going to say is we're going to upload this video for replay. And if you have questions for Carrie, if this is okay, ask them in the comment section. And I will also post these two visuals that she referenced. And she and I talked about just making up a quick little cheat sheet that you guys can kind of go through for the system, you know, like the formula to determine who's what. Okay. And so I have a few other things to cover off, but Carrie, thank you so much. Honestly, I know this is really hard information to share because
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot and it's in your vault and you know it like, and
Yes.
most of us don't, but here's the thing is just go back and listen to this again. And I can't wait to listen to it again because I wasn't taking notes because I'm trying to listen for muting people and things like that. So I can't wait to do it again. But you know, it's really knowing, and it's not to say that everybody with green eyes should have June. There's a lot more to that process. And Robin, we're out of time for questions. I'm so sorry because I still have a few things I need to cover. The third color would be chosen as the camo, which is what we would have previously called color corrector. They're trying to get us away from using color corrector because we're not actually correcting. What did you say, Carrie? We're blurring, we're camoing. Okay, color correcting is dummy. And what Carrie just shared is very much in line with what Kara Brooke is trying to accomplish right now with the sugar challenge. She's trying to make sure we're not layering this makeup. There's a lot of people layering it and kind of not really using it the way she intended. So she's trying to bring everyone back to the basics. Now, the way that our team typically applies their highlights and their contours, we don't do the layering. We don't do a full layer of the main and then do a layer of the brightener over that and then a layer of the contour. So anyway, so Carrie, thank you. I know you put a lot of time into this and I so appreciate the time you put into this and the time you dig in that color match group. You have no idea how much your leadership appreciates.
Oh,
it helps.
I just hope that even, you know, a few pointers kind of go, you know what I mean? That's all you have to start at. Like, just start at, just asking the questions. There's 4 or 5 simple questions, level, tone, color, and you're there.
That's right. That's right. Okay. So one thing, I got some reminders and some housekeeping. Number 1, if you were active by the 10th, check for your email from Desiree with the call on the call with Melanie. The call with Melanie is this Saturday. I'm not going to say the time because I need to confirm that. And Desiree had to pop off because she had a class. You should have an email. So if you were active and you don't have an email within 48 hours, let your leader know. The sugar challenge from HQ is all about these concepts. It's Rachel's camo video. There's a quiz to be filling out. If you have not seen the brush that those of us that earned the challenge last month got, guys, it's gorgeous. I'm afraid to use it, but this is absolutely beautiful. It's a nice black brush. Definitely excited that I got that and I want the other one. And so you've got to go live a couple times. So you got to go to the Saint Artist or the HQ page and get all the details for that. Look what I got. I am like seriously jonesing that I didn't order 2 of these bad boys. Like this is absolutely stunning. And this is what one of the hosts in the Girl Gang will win for having a $600 party in the month of April. Artists don't qualify. This is a host gift, but you guys, I'm going to be popping this beautiful bag in the mail to one lucky hostess that hosts the class in April. It is not too, it's not too late to book classes. And I'm thinking I should probably do a little video that just highlights the purse or a boomerang or so. I don't know. We'll talk about that. I'll talk about that with a couple of the leaders and see what they think I should do. Okay. And if you guys liked this training, just today, Saint actually put out a memo to say that there's more artist training coming. Thursday, Harmony Bose, who is a top leader in the States, will be going live in Stag, all about color matching with 3D. Okay, so this is going to really just help along with what we just went through. And we have a team event coming on the 28th of April. Mark your calendars. It's a Girl Gang bash that will be ending with a business Zoom. So it'll be different artists doing a look over the course of an hour or so. And then we'll end the event with a live Zoom about the business opportunity like we usually do. And the last thing is there's been some people asking questions about the stock of the pallets. And I got some news back today that these pallets were limited edition. And when they're gone, they're gone. So what's available is what's available. And apparently there's more coming, but I wasn't able to get information about when. So we can only hope that the ones that are missing are coming back soon. But I did want to make sure that we were all clear about that. So thanks again, Carrie. Honestly, I can't even tell you how much we all appreciate what you did for us this evening. Go ahead and ask your questions in the comment thread of this video recording, and you guys all have an amazing, and we'll be in touch. Thanks, ladies.